Hi, so we would be reading about derivatives today. So we'll be looking at pricing and valuation of a few kinds of forward commitments. We'll start with very simple how to price a forward, how to have the valuation done for a forward. We'll move to how to do these calculations when there's a expected dividend. Then we'll move to something like indexes where you will have a continuously compounded dividend that is going to come. For example, for S&P 500 you're going to have 500 commodities inside your asset, and does numerous expected dividends, so it's not really possible to discount each of them forward and backward, which is why we take one number which is going to be that this is my, let's say, 1.8% is my dividend rate, which is to be continuously compounded. So how do we do it in those ways? I will try to cover these six in this video. If the video is getting too long, I will probably cut it into two parts. So if you look at the curriculum, or Schwezer for that matter, you would see a list of formulas that will give you answers for each of these six prices and valuations. But what we're going to do today is we will be building the very basic logics about why are we doing what we're doing, and then you can accordingly choose if you're more comfortable with the formula once you've understood how the pieces are moving. Once you understand, if you want to move to the formulas, or if you like the logical method more and want to stick to it. So my purpose here is not to tell you the longer way, but just to build that logic, just to understand that out of all of these moving pieces, which one goes where, and why does it make sense to add something or subtract something or divide something. So the whole idea is just to build that understanding. I hope you go with the method that is fastest for you. This should build your initial understanding, and then you can move on to the formulas if you can remember that. But do not pressurize your brain to remember the formula at any cost, because you would always have these logics in your toolkit. Okay, so starting from pricing and valuation. So pricing is basically the no arbitrage price for any of the asset. So what is happening here is, let's say I have an I would say asset, not a forward or something. I have an asset worth $100. I know my interest rate is 10%, just to keep the calculations very simple. And the time period that I'm looking at is 1 year. So what's happening is the forward price, that is the price at which I can get the asset 1 year down the line, is 130. All right. So we're going to see two scenarios, 130, 80. Okay, so what happens here is that whenever a situation like this occurs, what ideally happens is that the investors would buy what is cheaper and sell what is dearer. So here what will happen is that they will buy the asset at 100 rupees. Okay, no, wait, actually there's one more step that needs to be added before we just buy it. So what happens is, in an arbitrage, whenever you're doing an arbitrage, your cash flow should be zero, your risk should be zero. Your risk has to be set off and your cash flow has to be zero. You're not paying anything out of your pocket. So you go to the bank, you borrow at 10% for an year, $100, right? Then you buy the asset. You also buy forwards. You'll go short. Okay, so this will give you right and obligation to sell. So what happens 1 year down the line? Because of this forward, you have the right and obligation to sell it at 130, out of which 110 has to go back to the bank and 20 is your net profit. Okay, and what would have happened if the forward price was 80? So now your asset is 100 and your forward price is 80. So again, the investor would buy what is dearer and sell what is cheaper. So one is short the stock. There would be a cash flow of 100. Now deposit this 100 in the bank for an year at 10%. Go long at this forward. That will give me the right and obligation to buy. After 1 year, what happens is that I have the obligation to buy it at 80 rupees. I buy it for 80. The bank gives me 110 and 30 is my profit. So what we saw were two conditions. One is called cash and carry. This is called cash and carry, and this is called reverse cash and carry. So what is happening here is, if there is a scope of arbitrage in the market, the investors are going to go for it, which is why always the forwards would be priced at a price where arbitrage is not possible. And that is how basically you find the price of a forward. One thing which I want to make clear very early on is, when I was reading these concepts, I was really confused between what is price and what is valuation, and how are they different from each other. Because in our day to day world, in our layman world, we often use price and valuation interchangeably, and for us, they're the same. But when you come to derivatives, price is basically your exercise price. That is what we're talking about. How much is the forward going to be? Like, what is going to be the exercise price for the forward? Valuation, on the other hand, is how much profit or loss you have at any given point of time. Now, do understand that whenever we find out the price from the rule of no arbitrage, the valuation at time 0 would always be 0. That is at the beginning of the contract. Now, what will happen is, as we go ahead in the contract, let's say we priced it at 110, the valuation was 0 here, the spot price was 100. What happened is, this was a 1 year contract. 2 months down the line, the spot price actually changed to 140, because of which the prices, the valuation is bound to change. So that is what is valuation. At any given point of time, what is going to be my profit or my loss from the point of view of if I'm holding the contract long or if I'm holding the contract short. Price, on the other hand, gives me what is going to be my exercise price for long contract or short contract. Okay, so we already saw what is arbitrage, why would it be done in the market, and the idea that we have to price the forward at a rate where arbitrage possibility does not exist. So, very simply, whenever you have a forward, you know the spot price, you know the interest rate, so you must be able to find the price of the asset. You also need to know the time period. So the formula would be spot into 1 plus interest rate raised to power t. Okay, that is going to give you the price. So let's just take an example. I'm keeping the numbers very consistent to our previous example so that you can relate to it. Let's say spot is 100, interest rate is 10%. We are looking at 1 year. We will also look at 6 months criteria, 6 months time period. Find out the prices. Very simply, I know that 100, 1.1 into 1, that's going to be 110. That would be my no arbitrage price. On the other hand, this one is going to be 1.1, and then just going to be half, I mean 6 by 12. So this should be my no arbitrage price for 6 months. This should be my no arbitrage price for 1 year. Let's move on to valuation. So valuation, I would really want you to hold your attention for this concept, because this is the base for all the other valuations that you're ever going to do in this reading. So let's say at time 0, when my spot price was 100, my interest rate was 10%, my no arbitrage forward rate came out to be 110 for a time period of 1 year. My contract expires in 1 year. So what happens is 2 months down the line, now the spot rate is 150, interest rate remains the same, okay, and I'm long on this future. So what happens on this date, on the end of second month, what happens is I call up my dealer and say that can you give me a price for this same forward now? I know that I have bought a forward with you 2 months back. Now I want another quote. So what is he going to do? He's going to do the same calculation all over again, and going to give me the number which is going to be 165, okay, the no arbitrage rate today. So what I'm going to tell him is that okay, so 165 is the rate that you're quoting me. I want you to get me a short of this forward which would offset my long actually. So what happens after 1 year is that I have a long which is a right and obligation to buy at 110. I also have a right and obligation to sell at 165. Okay. Now my profit at this date is 55, but it is 1 year down the line. Since I'm asking for valuation at this date, I would want to discount it back with the same interest rate. So it would be 55 divided by 1.1 by 10 months. So it's going to be 50.80. So this is my valuation today. Basically it's the profit or loss that I'm going to make based on the situations that are happening today. Now one thing to notice here is, had the scenario been opposite, if you were short on this and you asked him to buy a long, so what is happening is you would have been in a loss, so this would have been minus 50. So the basic concept is, whenever you're long on a forward, you're also bullish on it. If the price rises, you are making profits. Whenever you're short on a forward, then you are bearish. If the price falls, then only you make profit. I think we can move on to our third topic, which was valuation when dividends are present.